SCP-4082 NeoVancouver Free Radio. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures. A recording station has been established at Site-64 for receiving and archiving SCP-4082 broadcasts, supported by a network of smaller receivers across the known area of SCP-4082's effects. Following each broadcast, Foundation information suppression teams are to monitor news, media, and internet forums, particularly those related to amateur radio, for possible discussion and move to counteract its spread if discovered. Administration of Class A or Class B amnestics under the appropriate circumstances is permitted. As the frequencies of which SCP-4082 can be received are rarely used by civilians, the risk of discovery is considered minimal. Description: SCP-4082 is an anomalous AM radio signal of unknown origin, which can occasionally be received on frequencies around 25.85 MHz. The signal does not appear to be affected by the time and weather restrictions that usually affect shortwave radio communications. SCP-4082 broadcasts have frequently been detected by receivers more than 400 kilometers apart, despite the fact that it should be impossible to transmit a high-frequency signal so far without extensive infrastructure. As such, it is currently believed that SCP-4082 does not have a physical source. The area affected by this phenomenon is not accurately known, but all broadcasts received to date have been detected in the northwest region of the United States or very southwest of Canada, generally in the states of Washington and Oregon. Although the signal is anomalous, it can be received by any standard radio within the area of effect, tuned to the correct frequency. Recordings of the broadcast likewise work as expected. The signal generally begins to fade after 60 to 80 seconds, and cannot be distinguished from background static after at most 120 seconds. After extensive testing, it is not believed that the content of the broadcast is anomalous, only the method of delivery. The content of SCP-4082 broadcasts vary significantly. Each features only the voice of an entity designated SCP-4082-1. A masculine voice with a slight Scottish accent. In the vast majority of broadcasts, SCP-4082-1 speaks confidently in a manner similar to a professional radio presenter. The identity, or nature, of SCP-4082-1 has not been confirmed. All efforts to locate a corresponding real-world individual have failed, and little identifying information has been found from SCP-4082 transmissions. SCP-4082 broadcasts usually appear to imitate a common type of radio broadcast, such as a talk show, a news reading, a song dedication, etc. SCP-4082-1 sometimes appears to be addressing another person, such as in broadcasts resembling talk shows. It will often remain silent after speaking as if listening to their reply. No sound besides the voice of SCP-4082-1 has been detected. However, the recorded broadcasts are rarely complete or self-contained, and often start and end in the middle of sentences or even words. This implies that SCP-4082 may only be transmitting brief segments of a larger broadcast. However, this has yet to be conclusively proven. Addendum 1. Sample of SCP-4082 content. A sample of notable recorded SCP-4082 broadcasts is included below. The Foundation has recorded 1,027 broadcasts since discovery of SCP-4082 on the year 2002 of the 5th month of the 7th day. It is not known how long SCP-4082 has been active prior to its discovery. All dialogue is spoken by SCP-4082-1. Instance: SCP-4082-2. Date: 2002, May 10th. Transcript: phoned for a taxi and walked it, and that's why I never went back. Her very favorite it was. Traffic still backed up onto the slip road though, so watch out for that if you're heading back into town. The In notes. This was the first broadcast which the Foundation attempted to record, and only 11 seconds of audio were captured successfully. The first part appears to be a recital of the poem I Went to the Pictures Tomorrow. Instance, SCP-4082-4. Date 2002, May 19th. What then and would you say of the case? That there is nothing left in their hearts? That the very spark of humanity which was gifted in them in times long past has faded? Pah, it's not me to whom you should apologize, but the many experts whose works you denounce. One would think you had not so much as glanced at the archives. Why, the esteemed Cristobal Soto has researched it extensively. It was his life's work, you know. His beautiful, tragic life's work. Whatever you may think of his methods, you simply must not deny his results. Of course, I judge nothing. Nothing, I say. It is immaterial. You must see by now, surely, that the Hound is simply soup. The first recorded transmission, in which SCP-4082-1 refers to a specific person by their full name, a pattern which occurs in roughly 70% of broadcasts recorded by the Foundation. SCP-4082-9, 2002, June 8th. Family of Ariana Croft had gathered to pay tribute following her death last week. Witnesses report that her family are mostly bugs. But you know what? That's alright if you ask me. Bugs make for a better family than people ever have. Plus, according to a few reports, which I trust because they're from bugs, her beloved cat Blue is right there with them. And if there's one thing better than bugs, it's... Sorry, the 33-year-old was found dead in her home last Tuesday. A spokesperson for West Merseyside police have confirmed investigators still don't give a damn, echoing the initial suspicion of many reporters in the first recorded transmission, in which SCP-4082-1 refers to a specific real-world location. Another common trend. SCP-4082-97, 2002, December 13th. Being told that the sun can't shine forever. That's probably true. Elliot Birch certainly believed it. Did you know when he was young he once tried to turn off the sun because it was making him too hot? Of course. We can never go back to those days, but Elliot tried. He tried, and tried, and tried. He tried so hard it broke him. Exactly. If only someone had known, perhaps we could have told him. No, of course not. It's important not to judge. We can never understand them, so we must never judge them. He was only a man, for as far as we know, of course. The first broadcast received after almost 10 days without a signal, an abnormally long interval. The significance of this is unknown. Instance SCP-4082-397, the year 2004, January 28th. It and performed by the excellent Caroline Mayer, no matter what anyone says. Coming up next, a performance of Robert Schumann's Pet Pillions by Amita Sahini. At only 23, Sahini is a spectacularly talented musician, a quality rivaled only by her compassion and her loneliness. Sahini has never been interviewed about her performance, and I suppose she never will be. But if she was, she'd have said exactly this. I first heard this piece over the radio when I was 7 years old, and even though I didn't know what the title meant, I immediately knew what the piece was about. I was captivated by the power of music to convey an idea without any words. I suppose in many ways this has been my inspiration. Wise words from a wonderful woman. This recording is considered notable as it is the first time SCP-4082-1 refers to more than one name in a single transmission, something that has only occurred 4 times to date. The significance of this is unknown. Instance SCP-4082-474, date 2004, August 30th. Transcript. For today, or this time I suppose I should say, signing off for NeoVancouver Free Radio. I am, as always, no one. and we'll catch you again once we see the new sun. Goodbye. That was a hard one. Did you hear again? It's only getting worse at... This is the notes. This is the only time SCP-4082-1 has been recorded making reference to itself. The meaning or significance of the final portion is unknown. SCP-4082-512. Date 2005, March 8th. Transcript. Next song it can be found is dedicated to Amita Severin. They're a designer of what? Clothes! Yes, a clothing designer. Remember those? They lived with their partner and manager in Nice, running their own line of homemade designer clothing. Isn't that incredible? They never got the recognition they deserved, but they will be remembered, both in the art they leave behind and in the hearts of those they help by their incredibly generosity. And by us, of course, and perhaps now by you. This song was one of their all-time favorites. It played in their darkest moment, and we hope it's playing right now. For Amelia, then, there's La Vie en Rose. Notes. An independent clothing designer named Amelia Severin was confirmed to have lived in Nice, France. She died on 2005, leaving more than 20,000 euros to charity. It is believed that this is the first case of a person mentioned in SCP-4082 being identified in the real world. Instance: SCP-4082 redacted. The year 2006. Date redacted. Notes redacted. Transcript redacted. See Addendum 2. Addendum 2. Level 3/482 clearance required. Accepted. Mention of Foundation personnel. On 2006, Foundation Agent M. Rodriguez, a member of MTF redacted, committed suicide in his home in Illinois. MTF redacted had been involved with the failed Operation Redacted, resulting in the deaths of all of its other active members 1 week prior. As Agent Rodriguez had no surviving family, his body was reclaimed and cremated as per standard Foundation procedure. 18 days after his death was discovered, the following SCP-4082 broadcast was recorded by the Site-64 recording station. Them. It is admittedly an unusual poem for the occasion, but it was one of his favorites, and you know me, I'll never turn down a request. Well, what else can be said of a man like Michael Rodriguez? How we should remember a man whose life demands he be forgotten? There are reasons, of course, but we won't judge him. We didn't know him. What we do know is that he was a fighter, that he was a team player, always the first to volunteer, the man you wanted at your back, that even caught amidst the deepest darkness unknown to mankind, he found the strength to care. Michael, you were a great man. They can erase you from memory, but they can never erase the good you did. They were right about us. All we are is gravestones, roses on a deathbed. We can't make a difference to those who are lost. In a way, though, that's not what matters. What matters is that, just maybe, knowing we'll be there for them, too, can be some comfort for the living. While there's even a shred of hope that's true, we'll be here. We'll be right here. For NeoVancouver Free Radio, I am no one, and I